Greetings. As you know, music has changed a lot in the past 20 years. A while ago, you would go to Walmart or Target or wherever, record store even, and buy CDs. And before that, records and cassettes. But that has changed, obviously. Everybody now uses Spotify, Apple Music, or other streaming services. But I would actually argue that CDs are superior. And for those who are wondering why, or even how are these things still on the shelves, I have this video for you. So the first reason that people will continue to buy audio CDs is ownership. Some people like owning music. I mean, it's well known that you don't own a Spotify library.
But why is that important?
Two main reasons. First reason is when you're using the streaming platform, you are subject to its terms and you are subject to pay.
You have to pay
in order to continue to access it. The terms, well, you're not going to go around and break them. Not you, but other people, such as artists, record companies, might. And in that case, that song gets taken down, and you're just out of luck. You're just in the middle, and you just can't listen to it. So if you buy CDs, it is unconditional. This CD will last me the rest of my life and probably a couple of generations. Now, the second reason is actually money. Now, you might say, if you can't afford $10 a month, you're broke. I agree. If somebody cannot afford to pay an extra $10 a month, they are broke. However, what if I want to put that $10 into a CD? Now, you might say that choosing one album over an entire library of music is ridiculous. However, the difference is, pay $10, this thing lasts me a lifetime. You pay $10, get a month of
every song that you can possibly like.
Keeps you entertained that month. Now, take that concept and expand it beyond $10. Make it hundreds. As soon as you stop paying for that Spotify, gone. However, I still have a large collection of my CDs over there. It is more about how efficiently that money is spent than the amount. All right, well, physical media for the win. You got records, you got CDs, even cassettes. I have one over there, but I only have two hands. Aww. Why should you buy the CD over the record release?
Doesn't the record release have higher sound quality because it's analog?
Not at all. CDs have close to perfect sound reproduction, and the only reason it's not perfect is because a stamped CD is never exactly precise as the master. So, vinyl lives in the analog world. You might think that just means infinite samples. First off, it doesn't. And second off, it just means that everything is super fussy and complicated.
This is a fairly thick record, so it's going to sound pretty good. The tracks on here are kind of short. They made it a double LP, so they didn't have to squeeze the grooves in. Here's what I mean. On vinyl, what affects the fidelity is the record thickness, so that's the groove height, the length of the songs, that's the groove width, and the stylus playing it. Does it have a ceramic cartridge, magnetic cartridge? Like, how good is it? Is it diamond? Is it sapphire? There's so many factors with it that all just make it extremely inconsistent.
You could find records from the 90s that sound like absolute garbage, and you could find modern day audiophile grade vinyl that sounds really good. That is the world of analog.
Analog is fussy, it is inconsistent, and it's based on the complexity of the physical world.
CDs, on the other hand, have two concrete factors determining fidelity. The first factor is the sample rate. The sample rate only controls one thing, and that is the highest possible pitch. Good thing that the CD's 44.1 kilohertz sample rate allows for a pitch higher than the upper limits of human hearing. The second factor is bit depth. Bit depth controls the amount of quantization noise. Okay, it's tape hiss. It's essentially tape hiss on the digital recording, except it's not caused by tape. And
this is important because the level of the hiss, the audio level, determines the quietest possible recording. And of course, 0 dB is the loudest possible recording.
So for example, if you have a really low quality recording, like at 8 bits or something, you have about 50 decibels of dynamic range. So like the quietest parts on like a classical song will be drowned out by noise. Luckily, the CD has double that. The CD has 16 bits of bit depth. This means that it has 96 decibels of dynamic range, meaning if a song had that much dynamic range, the loudest parts of the song would damage your ears. No recording uses more than maybe 50 dB of dynamic range. So the CD has enough dynamic range to essentially do any recording without noise. So you can just basically losslessly reproduce anything as long as it's below that maximal thing. Yep. Overall, these are a few of the reasons why I purchase CDs to this day and why many people probably do as well. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you all have a good day, evening, morning, whatever, wherever you are. Goodbye.